morning. How are y'all? I'm Tex. Thank you for joining me for Tex Talks. Appreciate it. Today I wanted to go over some topics that are kind of closely related. Something had happened, and how one thing happened triggers another thought about something else. And in this case, I was talking to a parent and they were discussing their children, and the subject came up where the person said that their older child, probably around, that get your driver's license age, was, explaining to them that they wasn't sure of their sexuality and that they thought they might be attracted to the same sex. So they said, that it was I was trying to figure out what to do and what to say. And of course, my immediate internal response was, you love them. What else are you supposed to do? And the person asked me point blank, I had told them, that they come home and this was a young man and he was, that he might be interested in young men, and that he, and their immediate response was, are you sure? And, have you, maybe you just, you haven't met the right woman, and, maybe you need to put a little bit more time into dating, females. And I said, isn't that interesting? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, didn't you tell me that you had a younger child? Yeah. And I said, and how old is this younger child? And, oh, she's 13. I said, okay, so you're younger 13-year-old. If your younger 13-year-old comes in and says, mom, I got asked out to the spring dance or whatever, by this boy in my class. I think I really, really like him, Would you look at your daughter and say, now, sweetheart, let's think about this. Are you really sure you're into guys? Maybe you haven't dated enough girls, and maybe if you go out and date a few girls, you might find out that you really aren't attracted to guys. You really could be attracted to girls. Why don't you go give that a try? And a parent, whoa, what? Why would you do that? And I'm like, why would you do the other? A lot of times in our responses, we tend to coat things in layers so that we don't actually address our own issues. And in this case, it could be that the parent had a natural inclination to believe that this is the right way and that you're doing the wrong thing. And I'm going to ask you to be open-minded so that you can agree with me, which leads me right into my next discussion. And then I'll put all these together and wrap them up for you. I went to a training quite a while ago, and when I went to the training, the first thing that the person did when they were going in, they had a concept that they wanted to present. And before they even started really getting in anything, they started saying, now I want y'all to, if you would, please try to approach this with an open mind. Keep an open mind. I want y'all to have an open mind. And anytime I hear things 3 times, if the first one didn't really send off alarm bells in me, the third time has clanging the crap out of them, okay? Because a lot of times, please have an open mind, if used improperly, can really denote, believe what I believe. Because to me, having an open mind means consider all things. For you to ask me to have an open mind, I would say, wouldn't it be important that you as well have an open mind? Again, typical Southerner, watch me trail off on these stories. A long time ago, I had somebody that said, oh, we're having a debate about a topic. And I said, great. And, they had went through what the topic was going to be. It was going to be done in public. And it was around religious topics and stuff. And I was like, okay. And I got to meet the individual that was presenting one side, the one who wanted the debate. And I said, so this is a debate? And said, yes. And I said, so you're open to the idea that your opinion could be wrong? Oh, no. I know what I'm saying is right. I'm going there. We're going to have a debate so I can try to convince the other person that I'm right. And I'm like, I get that, but there's no possibility that the other person might convince you that their thoughts are right, or that some other in between lies in there. No. Then this isn't a debate. This is a lecture. There's a difference. If you're going to have a discussion with somebody and your mind is already made up and you're adamant about what you feel, then be honest with yourself. The only purpose of having the conversation is to make the other person believe what you want them to believe. And you can wrap this in the typical, oh, I'm just trying to help. Oh, I just want what's right for them. Oh, I'm trying to do these good things for them. I'm doing them a favor. Or you can paint as many coats of gold on that turd that you want. It's still a turd at the bottom. I don't care how much gold paint you put on it. And here we go back to the situation of the debate. There was no intention of an open discussion. There was an intention to basically force your opinion. Flip back again to the person who was saying, please have an open mind. It was preceded by, an attack on the other view. And when I say attack, I mean literally that, like making fun of the other point of view, laughing and joking and saying how bad it is, showing videos, trying to convince you that the other point of view is wrong, even to the point of the whole making a video about something similar to what they were trying to get you not to believe in, and then convince you that it was about the thing you believed in. Are we getting intricate? So let me explain this to you. The person didn't like one point of view, so they took a similar point of view from somewhere else and made a whole video attacking that point of view as a reason not to believe this point of view. You cannot, to me, go into a situation and ask the other side to have an open mind while you attack the point of view you're trying to persuade them not to believe in, while you make fun of it and laugh at it and do all those things. To me, that's, and I'm not just talking about one or two little casual jokes. People make those. I get it. This was an hour and a half to 2 hour long attack, and the whole time, and then throughout the whole training, kept going back to, and please have an open mind, which basically translated as, you can have an open mind if you don't believe what I believe, and then the minute you believe what I believe, please close your mind and only believe what I believe. Only agree with what I agree. And then now back to the parent. Their immediate proposition was that maybe their kid wasn't what they were proposing to be, or maybe they just needed help and guidance. And their idea was help and guidance in the sense of believe what I believe instead of acceptance. Because I explained to, the parent, I said, you're going to have to dig deep inside yourself and find out why you're so opposed to one of your kids' point of view and happy with the others, and why you tell one kid to have an open mind, or to, maybe it's not that way, and the other kid, oh yes, you're perfectly right, that's great, that's beautiful. That means that you yourself have already formed your opinion, and you're trying to get your kids to agree with your opinion. And then you have to ask yourself, why does my opinion have to be agreed with? Can I only feel good in myself if I get other people to agree with me, to believe what I believe? And are you using these types of arguments that, if you really break them down, just don't hold water? Have an open mind until you agree with me, then close your mind. And also what it is you really want. When people say they want the best and then do what I tell you to do, well, I'm always quick to go in and go, and you're the expert on being happy. Well, no, I'm not saying that. Then why are you so desperate to get people to believe, do, act, think like you do? And just, So the next time you go to somebody and tell them, have an open mind, please check yourself at the door first and make sure that you're coming into that conversation with an open mind. In fact, by virtue of the fact that you have to ask someone else to have an open mind, should be a signal to you that maybe you don't. In fact, maybe if you enter into the conversation with an open mind, and listen, the other person might start to actually have an open mind too. Now, granted, there will be cases where the person you're talking to is so locked solid into what they're believing that they're just not likely to change their point of view one way or another. That's okay. Some will, some won't. So what? What I would ask of the individual who's trying to get other people to listen to them is what value is it in you being listened to? What are you getting out? What is your purpose? What is your real purpose? What do you really want to happen? And then that will help you adapt, move, change into a way that fulfills you. Okay? Hope y'all are having an awesome day. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you followed that. I know I was doing the Southern thing where I would jump from story to story, and hopefully I wrapped them all up in a decent package for you. If I didn't, please have no problem. If you send me a message, tell me, hey, dude, you weren't clear enough. Explain some more. Or give me some more thoughts on this subject or that subject, or I don't get what you said here. Can you clarify? Tell me more. I'm all there. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. Thank you.